Hey guys, our little Paralives nerds, Alex and his crew, they seem to still be pretty hard at work. We actually got another update here today, and it kind of goes over, it's a quick little like 40-second clip where it goes over the color wheel for clothes and accessories. And it seems like every time we get one of these updates, they're inching ever closer to showing us what the characters are going to look like. And one person, Simmer Aaron, actually does an awesome job on keeping up with a lot of these updates as they come out. And she actually found one of Alex's artists, I forget, might be Leah, I think, in her last video. She has an ArtStation profile, and if you've never been to ArtStation, you can go there and search for games and concept art, and it's basically like where concept artists, digital artists, they go, and once they're allowed to post work for games they've worked on, maybe once NDAs have been, are finished, the game is released, typically they'll go on there and they will dump all of their art that they worked out for different games. And it just so happens Simmer Aaron has noticed on there that one of his artists that the lead Paralives guy brought in, actually she's worked on a couple of different indie games for different studios. And so that really makes me feel good, because this is not just three people out there kind of like randomly trying a game on this scale. These are design artists that are helping him that have real world development experience, just like he does. Remember, he actually worked for a development company and he decided to branch off and actually do this himself with the help of Patreon and donations and stuff like that. They're trying to put this stuff together. But I absolutely believe the number one question in my first Paralives video that came out just about a month ago or so, maybe a little over a month, but all of you guys had said, what are the characters going to look like? And Simmer Aaron was kind of looking at some of Leah's work, and not that, is any indication that this is what the Paralives characters are going to look like, but it does look like Leah has a strong, almost Pixar type vibe to her work, almost like a Toy Story type vibe. And I know, as I've noticed in the comments, just kind of going through just hundreds of comments on that last video, it seems like the consensus is you guys are really trying to, it seems like you guys are more for, we want realistic looking para folk, or whatever they're going to call them. Actually, if you're a part of their Patreon, Alex has been doing a bunch of polls lately on deciding what we're kind of wanting the people to actually be called, what we're wanting the character design to be, the character designer program to be called. So all of that is actually pretty neat. On this latest video that he just published just a few hours ago, it says, with respect to the color wheel and clothes and accessories, which you guys really hit on that like the sim community on that last video went absolutely ape on the color wheel options. It really seems like everything in this game, he wants it to be customizable. They are going to have their, they're going to have their pre-swatches and all that, but the color wheel is going to play a massive part in this game. And as far as the description goes that they put on this last video, it says, we're hard at work on the para folks and can't wait to show them to you when they're ready. Until then, using a temporary mannequin head, here's a quick look at how you can use the color wheel to customize the color and pattern on clothes and accessories. So, just kind of watching that little video, that is, I think, like I said, it is some pretty neat stuff. One thing that I actually didn't cover either since my last update is they did a little Happy Holidays, kind of like fireplace decorating scene. And I know a lot of you guys are saying it popped up a couple times in the last video about, okay, this just looks like a really cool decorator sim. Where's the gameplay and where's the people? Well, like we were saying, guys, and like Simmer Aaron was saying, this is still very early on in development. I think as far as what they've shown us so far shows a tremendous amount of progress, and I don't think we could actually be expecting to be shown the point of like the para folks like going and doing their jobs and coming back home and walking in the house. They're just not to that part yet. We know they're using a very incredibly powerful Unity engine. The stuff that they have showed us so far looks absolutely gorgeous, and like I said, I just think this is not something that I would look to be released in summer of 2020 or anything like that. I think it's just fun to actually stop by and let us take a look at this stuff, and actually putting out pretty regular updates. Like, he's definitely not keeping us in the dark. The Paralives YouTube channel is just now almost to 90,000 subscribers. He's got over 1 million views on the channel, about 1.5 million views as the making of this video. So there's definitely momentum behind this, behind what Alex and his small crew right now are trying to do. On the Happy Holidays part of the description, he says, Paralives allows for in-depth home decor and design and decorations for every season. Adorn your furniture with wreaths and trinkets, and bathe your household in the warmth of a fiery hearth. Every celebration is an opportunity to express your creativity. The Paralives teams wishes you happy holidays. And so yeah, just like I said, just watching the minute or so of decoration on that hearth, and them kind of just showing us some of the different customization options and moving the little pieces around wherever you want to. I have actually been diving into Sims 4 here recently, and one of the things that is so frustrating, even with all the cool tutorials out there, me coming from a Planet Coaster background, Paralives seems like Planet Coaster type designing, where there's not necessarily so many keys that have to be held, and it is really, like, as far as us watching this guy show this stuff off, there are no limitations to where you can place this stuff. And I don't know if you guys have ever got the chance to play Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, but as far as designing goes, that's exactly how it is. It is like literally merge what you want to merge. There is, how a lot of you guys were helping me on my latest Sims build about as far as like, okay, say you have a little nightstand and you want to move stuff around on the nightstand. Remember the trick where you can pull the nightstand away and then you can kind of move the little candles around or the little lamps and then put the nightstand back? Well, it appears in this game, the same as Planet Coaster, you never have to move the stinking nightstand in the first place. You can place the candles like completely horizontal on the side of the wall or in the middle of the picture or at the bottom of the fireplace. None of that stuff has to be moved. It is all, it's basically done with a feature called Align to Surface. And I think Alex, with this Unity engine, that is what he's going for. There are no holding the Alt Control F7 E9 12 space double tab. It's none of that. It's like you may have to hold the Shift button down, or maybe the Z key when you're moving stuff up and down. It's like it's kind of like, and not to offend any of you simmers out there that might have played it for 20 years, but a lot of the sim movements and the placing of objects seems so tedious and unnecessary. And like I said, this is coming from a Frontier, Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo guy. It just seems unnecessary, and that is what's so cool about what we think Alex and the team are doing here. They're taking out all of that unnecessariness out of the Sims and just letting you literally place stuff where you want to. And that's what I think is just going to be so fun about this game. It is like him and this crew are designing it with creative freedom in mind. And I think that is something that is so refreshing and I could tell just by the comments and what you guys were talking about in the last video. Another thing that's cool about it is a lot of you simmers are not hating on what this guy is trying to do, and that is what's really refreshing as well. Just seeing you guys so open to somebody taking on this type of simulation game, and really just having his back and really pushing him to do more and bring in features and just, like I said before, trying to give you guys what EA won't allow Maxis to give you. That this guy is not going to be constrained under the likes of EA. Now, hopefully he doesn't get bought out by an EA one of these days. I mean, do you guys know how hard it would be for this fella, doing this out of his apartment, maybe living in his little apartment in France, trying to make this happen, and a dev approaches him with $500,000, $100,000 to stop making it or turn it over to them. $1 million. We never know kind of what goes on behind the scenes with this stuff. And that's the weird thing. If one of these companies wants to get behind this enough, and if they think it's going to hurt their profits if it comes to fruition one day, who knows what this little guy could be offered one day to essentially stop. So hopefully for our case, he stays the course, does not ever get approached with large sums of money to essentially shut Paralives down. And like a lot of you guys were saying in the last video, hopefully he doesn't get approached with like a, some of you guys were talking about a cease and desist order, like from EA lawyers or something, like claiming that this is too similar to Sims. And it's like we said, I saw a lot of people like clap back at that, saying that this doesn't have anything to do with The Sims. This guy's doing his own thing. It's easy to say that when you have millions of dollars of lawyer fees at your disposal. And that's kind of what, if I'm worried about anything, I would be worried about EA's legal might and Alex just not being able to fight it. Just monetarily, they take Alex to court. What's he going to do against millions and millions of budgeted dollars against, of legal fees against something like EA? The money alone would shut him down. I just, you just know how courts and stuff work, and it just doesn't seem like it doesn't always fall on the fair side, it seems. So hopefully they leave this guy alone. Hopefully they let him work. And hopefully maybe here in the not too distant future, we could get our hands on Paralives. So I'll keep you updated here on the channel when larger updates come out. And like I said, don't forget to follow Simmer Aaron. She is absolutely doing a smashing job of keeping up with more of the detailed updates and the speculation videos and stuff. And really, I've got her notifications turned on and really interesting stuff. And like I said, go check out her Parafolk 3D Artist Peek into Leah's ArtStation profile. But anyways, guys, I'm Stan Wolf. As always, thank you for stopping by and checking out this with me and hanging out for a little Paralives update, and we will just see how this goes. And as always, leave your comments down below, and don't forget to smash that like button and push this out to your friends. And I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. See ya.